We hot?
Jonathan, are we hot?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Brent and Malcom Show is going to bring you a show today about why you should not drive while high. If you know, you know. It's Brent Hazzard, joined by Malcolm Johnson. And it's a delay.
Oh.
That's called the delay.
Oh, wow.
And Wilford Beal. How you doing, Mr. Beal?
Doing fine.
First of all, welcome to Gray Day. As long as there's injustice in the world, the Gray Brotherhood will strive. This was not planned. I was in a suit earlier today, gentlemen, in front of Judge Lakeisha Isaacs.
Yeah.
Isaac, federal magistrate, wonderful judge. Had a settlement conference with her. The federal courthouse here, you are two educated men. Our federal courthouse, I would put against anybody. I've been to Baltimore. I've been to D.C. I've been to New York. I've been to New Orleans, Fifth Circuit. Our federal courthouse is a wonderful thing. Why is there no damn parking downtown Jackson for anything?
Well, the state legislature approved a parking garage for the Westin Hotel and the federal courthouse to use. But for some strange reason, the $10 million was given, but it's been in a delay.
It's the dumbest thing. You have to drive around the courthouse trying to find something. But more importantly, Mr. Beal, did you see the championship game last night?
Yes, I saw the championship game last night.
Your opinions?
Georgia's overloaded. They had a lot of talent. They overpowered.
Do we have Mr. Beal on a camera?
Yeah.
I don't see him.
I don't either.
There he is, Mr. Beal. So, how long did you watch the game?
Well, I watched the game till it, got into the 40s. Then I went to the workout room and worked out.
Okay. Did you watch the game, Mr. Johnson?
Well, I watched the first 4 touchdowns, and I knew then it was over. I knew Georgia was going to crank up the machine and run off with the game, and that's what happened. So okay. TCU had no business there. That college playoff system is going to be dangerous, brother, if they don't hurry up and get it right.
What do you mean going to be dangerous?
You put TCU right there in the national championship.
Well, wait a minute. TCU beat Michigan.
They beat Michigan.
TCU, look, I thought I was waiting for something like this all year, and TCU kept winning.
I mean, the Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers Sunday. They ain't beat nobody else this year. They stopped.
Green Bay, Detroit's 9-8, man. I don't know if you know how to count the 9.
But it's a better team than Detroit. Bro.
No.
Not this year. Not this year.
Is Aaron Rodgers hanging it up?
Yeah, he needs.
That's your guy.
Yeah, I like.
He ain't leaving $99 million on the contract.
He gonna get that money. Ain't he?
Oh, he gonna come back. He's just priming and propping, but he coming back for $99 million.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Well, he better be careful. They're gonna treat him like they treated Brett Favre.
What they do to Brett?
You know they
Well,
out
Brent,
there.
Brent didn't want to practice. Brent was like, maybe he's getting into August. He was feeling himself like, I don't need all that practice. It's like, no, morons, the other people do.
Yeah.
You have to practice with the other ones. Michael Jordan had to practice.
Brent always been like that. He got out the hospital at Southern Miss and went to Alabama and beat the Bear.
Okay, but he practiced, though. I mean, he wasn't even practicing at Green Bay. They just won't show up on Sundays, and that ain't how it works.
Yeah, and he had got to that point where he didn't care anything about
The grind.
the grind. You got to go. You know,
Film study.
You know, Allen Iverson, when he was playing with the 76ers.
Practice?
Yeah, you talking about practice, right?
Man, it was a
Right.
practice, and Allen Iverson went and got on the couch and told the people. They say, sir, is practice going on? He said, I don't need no damn practice. They need to be practicing.
Exactly, and that's the point.
I hit 64 last night.
But that's the issue there is when you have the superstars.
Yeah.
They can be superstars. It's where is Kobe going to be, where Michael's going to be, where I need to be, and the intensity.
Good question.
Yeah.
Question for you.
But go ahead.
A great lawyer.
Great lawyer.
Great lawyer. Do he have to go to the office on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night for a trial on Monday? Or do he wait till Sunday night and go down there and say, well, I had a case like this one time. I'm going to use the famous lie and give it to the jury. Which one do you
Okay,
do?
what is the famous lie?
I don't know. You know how y'all have those.
And I don't have no famous
Y'all have a
lie.
lie. Well, my hair come out because of, when I was a little boy, I used my dad's aftershave, and it's been gone ever since I was a little boy. And we need to settle this lawsuit today because this chemical has injured Mr. Bill.
I know. Wait a minute. I know your bald ass self ain't criticizing anybody on the gray neck tour.
Yeah, the great neck tour.
I mean, damn.
Did you get it, Mr. Bill?
God,
I didn't see him on the stand talking about why he bald. And then said, Mr. Bill, he had a little hair up there, had 2 or 3 strings.
Yeah.
Three men wearing gray shirts, and we already got a division. We got the baldies,
Yeah.
and we got Mr. Hair right here.
That's right.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, that's a good hair.
Yeah, Mr. Jefferson is coming back. But no,
That was just a joke, everyone. Mr. Brent is not, Brent Hazzard, Richard Schwartz has not gone on no stand telling lies. It's just a sense of humor, okay?
Well, but a lot of people get that confused. This is like a movie, and I tell people all the time, I can believe a space alien walked in. I can believe Bigfoot came in.
Yeah.
You got me. When you shoot 12 times out of a 6-shooter without reloading, you lost me. So for you can't always have to find universal truths. But back to prep, what happens is when you're younger, you get nervous. And it's, oh my God, I got to stay up, I might lose. The problem you get as you get older, you get comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you've done it. I've argued at that. Like today, we were in federal court, and Judge Isaac says, I'd like to hear opening statements. And it was a settlement conference, and you're like, huh? and she's like, well, go ahead, Mr. Hazzard. And you're like, okay. But all you do is like, okay, I've done this. But it's not comfortable because you're like, yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. But you know the outline you need to know. You know the points you need to know. You're looking down at your phone. Okay, whose name? What's the witness name? And you're getting all it done. You'll get comfortable, and it seems like a quarterback or someone else, or Jordan or Kobe. You know the play, but it's just running it and making sure, same thing. What you really need to focus on is that you don't get too comfortable. Because what you realize, once that adrenaline disappears, because you've done it 10, 20, 50, 100 times, that's what's scary is you don't have that spike to go. So, and just like you're talking about a football player or something, I can wing it. And then you see older attorneys make mistakes. I saw a famous attorney I won't name. He got so comfortable in Hinds County. He stopped me in the hallway one time during the trial. Now, somebody else was asking a witness. You're not supposed to leave a courtroom when it's going on. You're supposed to ask the judge for permission to take a break and all that. He walked out, Hazzard, I need to talk to you.
Damn.
And I was sitting there thinking, this SOB has got some stroke to walk out and doing a trial. And he did. You know who I'm talking about. But I was talking to him. I go, aren't you supposed to be in there? Oh, they got that. And then he went to federal court, same magnificent attorney. A federal judge just destroyed him because he didn't know how to ask a non-leading question because he'd gotten lax. And now he had to regain himself, and he won the trial. But it's one of those things that's fundamentals, it's working on basics. But it's like what we're doing here. We'll be telling a story or something. You're like, well, this is dying. This ain't got no heat to it, and let's move on. But speaking of heat and moving on, Mr. Bill, you had referenced earlier, 100 years since the Speaker of the House had to have, was it 5 elections or 6?
12 of them.
Oh, we had 15 for this one. But
Yeah,
I mean, back in the
Did they
day,
ever get a speaker?
yeah, we have McCarthy got on the 15.
Yeah.
Same one?
Same one.
Yeah.
From Kentucky?
No, he's from California.
California.
Is he good?
He's a sellout.
Yeah. Yeah, because he wanted it so bad, he compromised with every last one of his opposition.
Hey,
That's a lot of power, though.
okay, y'all tell me as African Americans, when you hear Freedom Rider, or when you hear, not Freedom Rider, when you hear Freedom Caucus, or you hear that extreme Republican, I knew him kind of as Tea Party, but they've evolved.
Oh, he's a Tea Party member?
No, that's who he couldn't deal with.
Oh, wow. With Kim Wade group.
Yes, that's who cut the deal with him. What is y'all's first impression? What is yours, Malcolm? Do you think they're racist automatically? You think they're for small government?
I'm
You
not
think
going to say they're racist, but they's a different group of people.
Mr. Bill, what is your opinion of the 8? We're talking about 18
Because
to
you got
20
black
people.
Tea Party members.
Oh no, they nominated for the first time in the history of the United States. We had 2 African Americans nominated for the Speaker of the House,
Wow.
and one guy was a representative from Florida who just was
Republican.
elected. Yeah, Republican
From Florida.
That was a game.
Oh yeah,
That he
Right.
won, you know.
Play football at FAMU.
yeah, and
Oh,
then
and he a Republican?
Yeah.
Oh,
now
okay.
Jefferson was is the largest ranking Democrat.
Okay.
And he's the highest ranking African American ever to represent a Democrat, a political party in the House.
Wow.
But he had all 215 votes from step one, and he has earned his way. The new crew, this Republican group, like I'll say this, some of the stuff I agreed with. They're like, this was the first time where everybody's been at the House. Usually it's like 20 people here, and the deals are already cut. We want to get into individual bills. But then you're like, if this is all you were, I might be able to get behind you a little bit, but I know what's on that dark side. But Mr. Bill, your impression of the 18 or 20 people who held the House up?
It's a new generation. They have independent thoughts as relates to the politics, and that's why Donald Trump was pushing his group about taking it back, because before, the power have always been able to tell everybody this is what we're going to do. This group are what we call mavericks now. They got their individual concept and an interpretation of conservative as well as liberal. And
Well, to me, what's happening now is we are all forgetting about the we, and it's all about me. And you're seeing it creep into politics. Like, I was taught, if I was majority, y'all got to win sometime. If y'all are minority and I'm majority, y'all got to win. So I got to give y'all a win every now and then. I can't win every time, because at some point I'm going to be minority. That's gone. Compromise is gone.
Yeah.
Do you see
Morals is gone.
Well, okay, do you think we're getting worse as a society or better?
Worse.
No.
Yes. The Bible speaks of these times, Brent. It
Oh,
speaks.
you're going to start quoting Leviticus on me? Let me go ahead and tell this. You start quoting Leviticus to me, I'm just going to say, come out the closet. I tell that to anybody who quotes Leviticus on me. Just come out the closet,
No,
we'll be fine.
I'm saying that we're living in times where people just don't respect people no more.
But, I mean, the last lynching in America was 1980. I mean, we are getting better. Violent crime is going
we're in the
down.
last days, brother.
No. You believe that?
Hell yeah.
First of all, we're not important enough to be in the last days. Mr. Bill, we in the last days?
no, we're not in the last days. Once you start talking about the last days, you bringing it to your world.
Well, I don't believe that either, Mr.
Mr. Bill, don't drink and drive, Mr. Bill.
It goes back to our public service announcement.
I want to send a shout out to the Frog Head Grill. Man, it's Coca-Cola. I got it at 2:30 and it's still good.
But with that said, do you believe any way to get anything out of the House this year?
No.
That this is going on?
Joe Biden's term is almost over, man, and we just getting a speaker. We don't have a U.S. attorney in Mississippi. I mean, we just, man, I never seen anything like this. Your people are really just.
Well, why are they my people?
Well,
who
you're-
my people?
Well, it's up north.
I'm from Greenville, Mississippi.
That's up north, man. You go Highway 49 north. Your people.
My people. My people. Joe Biden in Greenville. Like that. That's how Joe and I roll. Those are my secret documents in his office. I left there. I was visiting.
Kim Lewis say, we have been in the last days since she was a child.
That's right. Everybody talks about it.
Everybody talks about
Everybody
Civil War.
talks.
I mean, one, you can't compare right now to the Civil War. You can't compare right now to 1776. You can't compare right now to 1900. Well, let me ask y'all this: do you believe that the COVID shot had anything to do with that Buffalo Bills player having a heart attack? Have y'all seen that theory,
No, that's a lie.
Mr. Bill?
I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
I don't either, for the record, but it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm important enough to be in the. When you say end of days, are you talking about the second coming, or are you talking about the end of the world?
End of the world.
Okay, so
I believe, I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe a lot of the Republicans and Tea Party people are willing to end the world. I really believe it. When Obama became president of the United States of America, I actually heard white people say that they'd rather be dead than have an African American as their president.
okay. First of all, we both know why people might say stuff like, "I'm going to move if
Yeah.
so and so
The
gets
caliber.
elected," but no one ever moves.
Yeah.
You know, like you want me to help you.
I'm just saying what they said.
All right. Once again, I
Well,
believe they-
Al Sharpton said if Trump get elected, he was
I'm
moving
gone.
Canada.
Yeah, he ain't gone yet. Well, it was like, us having a civil war. The main problem with having a new civil war is who's leaving Medicare. And no one's leaving Medicare.
Yeah.
Well, you mean I can't take my benefits with me? No. Your benefits aren't going with you to the new world order. And you're like, or it's the same thing about storming the Capitol. If you're going to storm the Capitol, a revolution has to, as Patrick Henry says, the tree of liberty must be watered with blood. They got up there and was like, okay, there they are. Start a war. And we're just walking through. We're just taking some photos.
Yeah.
That's not a revolution. That's trespass. And I mean, people don't want to do the heavy lifting. Now, I'm not saying they should have done it, but don't go up there unless you're going to be about something. Stay your butt at home or do it civilly.
That's right.
As this is what we pay courts for and lawyers and things like that. But moving on, we had some issues going on locally. We had some. Oh, first of all, we had one person. Now, I didn't do it on the other show, so I wanted to make sure. He called me out for not calling his name out. Robert Amos was upset because I didn't mention him running for supervisor, even though you did on WNPR. I got to mention him tomorrow, so I want to give him a double shout out.
I'm going to send you a list again.
Huh?
You don't need to get beat up.
Sunshine, here's the problem. You send me stuff and the camera films on Wednesday.
You left the phone. I sent it to your phone, and you left it on the phone video, and you didn't have the list.
Exactly.
But
It
you got
happens
people mad
well, I can't look at my phone and it film me and read my phone.
So you're supposed to do this the night before the show. You're supposed to write everybody's name down.
You trying to say he's a lawyer that don't practice? You trying to be a Brent Favre?
Just talking about the lawyers man show up on Sunday night and say, "Oh, I had a case like that before."
That's just humor, Brett.
It wasn't. I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. Okay, moving on. We had a issue coming up where I haven't seen any major state officials announce for the Democratic Party. Am I missing somebody? Is there a name out there?
I haven't seen it either. I hear that Waller was going to run again, but he's running as a Republican.
Oh yeah, he ran last time as a Republican.
Yeah, but I think he should have ran independent.
The problem with independent, you don't get the party money, as you know.
He's not going to get the party money because the party, those people, those Republicans are going to fatten the snakes to keep what's going on. They fatten the frog. They don't fatten the frog. They fatten the frog for the snakes.
We've got to take a commercial break.
Yeah,
We'll be
know.
right back after this with these words from the Brent and Malcom show.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the We Believe Global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at webelieve.global.
It's the Brent and Malcom show. Moving on. Have you been keeping up with the Idaho murders? Have you been keeping up with the Idaho murders?
It's hard to know keeping up the Jackson murders. What you talking about, bro?
You just can't keep up with white people.
Yeah.
4 white people died in Idaho and you don't give a damn.
No, I didn't say that. 130 died in Jackson, man, and shit. We on, we in a crisis.
That was science at its best
What?
when they determined who was the murderer.
The DNA?
The DNA. That was
Oh,
science.
you know about the Idaho murders?
Yeah, I've been.
Educate us a little bit.
Well, they don't want to give out too much, but they did pick up the DNA in the samples that they was getting.
Well, 4 students were living together.
Wow.
And then they come up stabbed, and they didn't know who. Well, they didn't release who it was. And about a month goes by, and dude was in Missouri,
He's in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Dad went out there to help him drive back, and the Indiana police stopped him twice.
Wow.
And possibly could have been stalking one of the residents there. But it was very interesting how they used DNA evidence. Do you see a time, because of technology and DNA, where crime has disappeared in the metro area, in the Jackson area?
No.
Oh, I completely do. I think in 5 or 10 years, because of these things, and because of cars, and because of DNA scanners, you're not going to be able to get away with a crime.
Not getting away with it.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay, I
Right.
misunderstood.
They're going to know we 3 was here.
Yeah.
They're going to say,
They
well,
come and touch the desk. Oh,
yeah, yeah. Well, not that. Well, they'll just be like, well, Brent, Malcolm, and Wilford is sitting right here, and at 5:43. And what's going to be interesting is what's going to happen to the penal system when they know immediately where you were and what you do.
And cameras is everywhere.
Everywhere.
According to Floyd Lewis, they're everywhere.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, right now we don't want to recognize how much they track us. Whether it's TikTok, you've been. This is what I tell everybody: you've been to the mall, walking, and all of a sudden you look down at your phone and like Dillard's email.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's geo tracking. It's all that. They just don't want you to know how much they're keeping up with you. Your phone.
I noticed that the other day. I mentioned something about Outback Steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
And about 15 minutes later, I go on Facebook. That was the first ad popped up.
Outback.
Outback.
It listens.
I said, what the hell?
And the federal government has given them immunity to give over that information for terrorist activities. Look, you can't tell me Barack Obama was not saved multiple times on domestic terrorists who were plotting. I mean, I think every president since the cell phones come around, they know exactly who's plotting. If we say too many times, kill the president, we're on some sort of database.
You can't say that.
Yeah, and they're keeping up with it.
That's right.
Wow, I had no idea.
And it's one of those things where it's going to be very interesting as it gets with us. Do you see a chance of Jackson not having any crime one day?
No, I don't see that.
Mr. Bill?
No, I don't see it either. It's going to be hard. The people suffering.
I disagree. I think with technology, I think it's going to be instantaneously. They're going to know it instantaneously when you do. Where are you
Brent,
going with
stop
that?
watching them damn life
Science
science.
fiction.
Yeah, science fiction.
Okay, stop.
Nobody don't want to hear no crap about that, man.
Stop. We've got 3
Man, you
cameras.
sound like a white boy went to Harvard
Okay,
University.
whoa. How long ago would you have believed, as not even a kid, in the 80s, in the 90s, that 3 of us could sit right here with microphones, have 3 cameras, and people watching us live?
I did, because they taught me in the early 90s that there was going to be phones one day that you could look at the person while you talk to them. They taught me that in 93 when I was in Sumner Hill.
You couldn't invent them?
It was already invented, just one here. They had them then. Guess what, man? They had cell phones in the early 70s. We just didn't have them.
Whoa.
Bill Cosby had. Did you watch the Bill Cosby trial?
That's it. That's that 90s.
No, Bill Cosby was in the 70s. He was riding around in limousines on cell phones. But we didn't get them here until around 88, 89.
Okay.
87, they started coming out with the big phones, you know.
The bag phone.
Yeah, the bag phones. You don't remember that, Brent?
No. The bag phones to me hit in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Early 80s. Yeah, mid-80s.
But what I'm saying is, if you're looking at where we came from in the last 10 years, where you're talking about automobiles that drive.
I mean, that make a lot of sense what you're saying, but then it don't make sense. You're saying crime just going to stop.
No, I'm saying if I grab this to go hit him.
All right.
Right now, at some point, they're going to say, where are you going with that? Mr. Hazzard, where are you going with that bat? Mr. Hazzard, where are you going with that gun?
Yeah.
And it's going to be one of those situations.
Did you know in Chicago, every light pole got a camera?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And they got LED lights on there. You know what?
Yes.
They can get you.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. At some point, it's just like, you know how they arrested everybody who was in the insurrection?
The video.
No.
What?
When you walk around that Capitol, it photographs you or takes a biographical picture of you and your cell phone. That whole floor is wired for sound and for video. And so they had everybody's bio ID once you walk across the rotunda.
That's why they were able to get them.
Yeah. They were like, oh, that's Brent.
Yeah.
That's Malcom.
That's why they went down.
They said, oh, that guy there is a banker over there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's exactly what they did.
And he had a mask on.
Yeah,
Then we got 'em.
exactly.
Right.
Go get
Technology.
Go get.
So let me ask you this.
Captain America.
Someone, Chris Williams say, are they going to change the Second Amendment right?
See, the problem with Second Amendment, to answer your question, no, the Supreme Court's not going to do it. The problem with the Second Amendment is it's not buying a gun or having a gun. It's that the true fear of ours is plastic guns. You can go print a gun or manufacture a gun at home, make a bullet, and shoot it and kill someone and not even have any metal in it. That's the true fear. So what I can do is go print a gun, print a bullet, shoot it one time. There's instructions on the internet how to do this with a 3D printer.
Didn't I just tell you he'd be on that online?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is I can manufacture a gun and then melt it, and you never know it existed.
Right.
That's
No
the
record of
fear.
it.
Yeah, no record.
No record of it. Yep.
So it's going to be a different situation.
I saw that on the A-Team one time. One time, Mr. T them had found a lot of guns.
The A-Team, he's scared to fly. Mr. T was scared to
This
fly.
might be the worst show we've ever done.
Oh,
You can't do. We can't do.
I
a
saw
great
it on
show
the
every
A-Team,
time.
man.
You can't do greatest sitcom growing up or TV show.
The A-Team.
I was an 18 fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No one ever died.
Who did you like, Murdoch?
No, Mr. T. Everybody
T.
like.
Man, you don't
everybody.
say
Why I gotta like Murdoch because I'm white? You racist? Why have I gotta like Murdoch because I'm
you
white?
crazy.
He just wants you to be different from him.
Who's your favorite show growing up?
My favorite show growing up, Dragnet.
What's your favorite radio show on WMPR? I'm asking you, Brent.
You know the answer.
I want to hear it. I
the
don't know.
greatest show on the WMPR.
That's what.
8 to 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. It'll be a good show, contrary to this, the Richie and Hash show. We got to take another break. We owe y'all one. We're going to take a commercial break right now.
Advertise on WeBelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1. Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the WeBelieve.global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at WeBelieve.global.
It's the Brent Malcom Show. This has just been, like I said, every now and then you're going to have a stinker. We're having a stinker tonight. I accept full responsibility. Y'all copied my gray shirts, and then all hell broke loose. Did you see where the city of Jackson's closing down hotels, Mr. Bill?
Yes, I saw that.
Do you approve of that, or do you think the city should stay out of private businesses, or what is your opinion of that?
Well, I approve of it because they have obligations to take care of the people, the general public.
Okay, should they shut down nightclubs that are dangerous? Because you know my follow-up question, I'm going to ask him, and y'all both going to sidestep this one. There's been several complaints about the M-Bar.
Yeah.
What is several bodies? I know of 2 or 3 different murders. Now they've updated their security, but should they just shut down the M-Bar? If they're going to shut down a hotel for being dangerous, should they shut down the M-Bar?
Well, it's incremental, the N-Bar problem. The hotel is wide range because you got feces in there, you got
Studio
germs.
7 is the name.
And see, when those people walk out, they carry those germs, they carry diseases with them, it spreads. So that's more important. The shooting. Yeah, the murders is fine, but it's incremental.
I'm going to tell you this: if someone's shooting versus diseases, I'm taking diseases. Just me personally, I don't want bullets spraying me. I didn't want to interrupt you. Do you think the city should be shutting down hotels?
I think that the city need code enforcement, and everyone that's breaking the law should be closed down up under the right statute of the council that voted on code enforcement. It's just like if you park on your yard, the code enforcement should enforce the law that the board of the city council has approved and put in place to keep the city clean and safe.
But yes,
I don't think you ought to go around picking on hotels. I think you need to go everywhere. If churches park is not following that.
That's your guess. It's an hour late.
Huh?
That's your guess yelling. That's an hour late.
Oh wow, Mr. Bill, go to the door and invite our guests in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe, Brent, that we ought to follow the rules, the laws that's set before us in all organizations.
Next thing we're going to do on the show is learn how to count to 3. Like 3 cameras and 3 mics. And then we're going to learn how to see what time 6 o'clock is.
Oh my God, we got another guest in the studio. He's walking in.
This
Brent, you is crazy, Brent.
This is one of the worst shows.
This one may be the hit. This may be the one that blow up.
This is not going to be the one.
We got a guest coming in, Brent, all the way from the state capital. Bo Brown has made this around.
Mr. Brown, have a seat.
You know, let me tell you what happened. The other night, Bo called a show last Wednesday with you on, Brent Hazzard. You remember that, Bo Brown?
I don't know if Mr. Brown.
This was the most controversial show on the radio. Come on in, Mr. Bill. And I decided to bring Bo Brown on tonight. And I got some boxing gloves.
You didn't tell me that this gentleman's going to be here,
Yes,
though.
sir. Look.
It's my show.
It's your show.
It's my show. You're going to be on my show.
Well, pardon me.
Bo Brown in the house.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I tell y'all what I was doing.
You're like one of the hardest working people in government.
Believe it or not, I was trying to run down a young man that I'm writing a character letter for who was trying to get a doctor's degree from Purdue University, and he's gone through pharmaceutical training and all that, and he needed a character letter, and I've been trying to catch up with him this afternoon, and matter of fact, I left it on the door outside. I told him I'd be here because I was heading to carry it to him. Had forgotten, believe it or not, that I was supposed to come over here with you, cuz. And
well, Bo, let me.
I'm here.
I hope you don't forget what to do at that Capitol when it's time to vote.
Let's talk about it. I know you want to talk about it a little bit.
What is going
Brent?
on at the Capitol? What do you see going on in the new year, and what are some of the prospects or some of the projects that got you personally excited?
Well, I did something that I didn't know Brent was here, but he can appreciate it. This is probably 150 pages right here.
Oh, wow.
And this includes all the bills that I am sponsoring, introducing this year. And here's one I would want you, Brent, to probably look at, because I think you would be excited about
Now, let me
that.
say this, Mr. Brown. You do not know how bad this show was before you got here. So whatever happens next, I am thankful that you showed up because you're bringing professionalism.
Man,
that's
this
needed.
is my home. These are my people, and everybody know me from a pup. What do you think about that? That's
Lloyd
no,
Lewis
no,
said
you
you his friend. Go
Now,
ahead.
you're talking about PERS.
Yeah, you know, we're trying to fill the gap in a teacher shortage in the state of Mississippi, particularly in Jackson and Hinds County.
In the black areas.
Well, primarily, period.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, the young man who was responsible for me submitting this particular proposal was the former insurance commissioner George Dale, my great friend. He loved substituting teaching as a pastime.
But just let me stop you there, Mr. Brown. Let's go back. For those who do not know, what is it for you to submit a bill?
What it's all about?
No, well, I mean, what is the process? Do you do it on your own and come up with your own ideas and then submit them to the committee, or how do you come up with the ideas, or what fights you're going to fight, or what's important to you?
Brent, that's wonderful. Good question. You can do it two ways. Essentially, you do it based on the concern of certain citizens or a group of citizens about a certain issue. And so, you can do it from the standpoint of these citizens are concerned about this, for example. For example, again, minimum wage. That's one of the bills I'm also introducing. We've had that introduced before, but we want to kind of modify the amount, moving from $7.25 to $8.50, and I'm also submitting that bill. But that was based on suggestions from community concerns, centers of influence.
Okay.
Now, you also can submit a bill based on your own initiative. By the way, this PERS that I'm talking about, allowing retired teachers to come back into the teaching profession without penalizing their retirement.
Say it again, Bo.
And George Dale suggested to me, and he's my friend, I love him, that I submit this, and here it is. And really, I got some Republicans that have signed on to it as well. So it works two ways. Your individual, another one, for example, and this is one that I hope y'all would appreciate. Do you realize that we do not have a Memorial Blues Highway in Mississippi, in spite of the fact that half of the renowned old school blues artists came where? From Mississippi, and they traveled. They didn't travel up.
What part of Mississippi did they come from?
Well, pretty much the Delta.
Okay.
But
Just get it out there.
But let me get through. So, some are from Jackson as well.
A couple.
What about the number one, Robert Johnson? He came from down in Hazelhurst.
Chris Spring.
So I'm saying we're not trying to say this or that. We're saying that Highway 49.
I'm saying it. Mississippi Delta brought y'all the blues. You're welcome.
Well,
Man, that was Greenwood. That wasn't no damn Greenville. Tyrone Davis come out of Greenwood.
Leland.
Lisa LaSalle come out of Belzona.
I mean, once again, the Delta says you're welcome. B.B. King says you're welcome. I'm just representing the Delta. Go ahead.
Here we go again.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to give you an example of a personal initiative.
Yes, sir.
I've traveled to Tennessee and Arkansas, and they all got Memorial Blues Highway.
That's right. So going to Nashville.
And you saw it going to Pine Bluff.
Nashville, yes,
well,
sir.
I'm Tennessee. But anyway, Mississippi has no official Memorial Blues Highway in this state.
Okay,
and
what's
we got
the benefit for that for the state?
Tourism.
Okay, I'm just asking.
We'll have a conversation.
See, the real problem, Bo.
But you probably know
real
that.
problem, Bo. There's no white blues singers. He won't. What's the man play the piano? What's the guy name? Lil Rich? No, what's his name?
Chuck Berry.
The one that just died not too long ago.
He's talking about Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis Highway. He don't want to be. He want an Elvis Presley.
I can't believe that Brent would be against what I'm trying to say.
It sound like it.
I haven't gotten through with it yet. Do you know that people from England?
Y'all need me to put on a white hood here to play the part. If y'all need me to play the part, Lord, I'm trying to get recognition for the Mississippi Delta Blues. Man.
I go along with
and
it.
all of a sudden, I won't. If it ain't speaking heavy metal, I don't know it. I don't know how that transition happened.
Go on the land, Bo.
But you know, put on a hat. I go along with Malcolm.
Well, I know y'all would.
The comb hat.
I know y'all would.
What I was about to say was, and you asked a great question.
Yes, sir.
The initiative about this Blues Highway came primarily from me, but of course I've gotten a lot of support from other folk who said, Brown, I didn't realize Mississippi didn't have a Memorial Blues Highway. Here's the point. Tourism. People from England, man, could come over here exclusively on a
The
vacation.
Blues Festival.
Well, I'm not on the Blues Festival. I'm talking about to see, to drive up and down the Blues
61.
Highway.
I got a question, Bo.
61 and 49.
Yeah.
Not just 61.
Let me get this
Mostly
question out
61.
there. Someone say to Representative State Bo Brown, will you support legislator like SB? That ain't son but is SB 2071, which gives mothers eligible for Medicaid coverage for 12 months after giving birth.
Absolutely.
He said he would do it.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. We certainly, a lot of us Democrats and legislators, period, feel like the 3 months that's right now on the book is not enough.
No, you need
We're
12 months.
losing babies because of
Sickness.
that. And some people are saying, and I hate to think this, Brent, that it's a way of ostracizing, shall we say, our people.
That's right.
Our race.
They people.
What's the way?
Would it help you just to refer to me as cracker when you're giving these speeches? I mean, I'll be okay.
I didn't
with
call
it.
you no
I'm
cracker,
just
man.
saying, but it help you get in the moment.
No.
I'm okay
Man,
with
Bo is
it.
a
Brent,
statesman.
Brent,
Bo
you
is a
got me
statesman.
wrong, man. I love you, brother, just like I love my brother Malcolm right there. But I don't like a lot of things you say and do.
I can't stand Malcolm Johnson. Anyway, back to you. Let's
I
go
told
to
you this
the
going to be the
bills.
best show ever, man.
Let's go to the bills. Okay. You're saying to the PERS, retired teachers can substitute or come back full time.
Substitute primarily.
Okay. And I have no problem with
They're
that
penalized for making money, period. So substitute. Some of them may want to come back and teach a limited service.
I'm fine with substitute. My issue with the retirement issue, and it goes back, people forget when Social Security was passed in 1934, you had to be 65 to get it.
Yes.
We died at 60.
Then.
And then now we're living to 72, 76. And then also you throw in where our grandparents were around, like my grandfather had 9 siblings.
Yeah.
Now the average person, and you had to have that for survival. I think 8 of them had died from unnatural causes. Now the families are getting smaller and smaller.
That's right.
And the retirement, whether it's PERS, Social Security, we just don't have the population boom to keep it going as we get older as a society. That's one of the issues. But back to Obamacare, it just doesn't seem like it's going to pass. Are you or anybody in the House or Senate working on the legislature, working on any tweaks that maybe could gain some Republican support, maybe like a work component, or maybe is there anything besides getting Obamacare to pass, a new proposal that maybe could bring over some Republican vote?
Well, let me say this, Brent. We have heard repeatedly from the Lieutenant Governor, Holzman, all the way to the Speaker to some degree, speak in terms of expanding Medicaid expansion. So,
They won't say Obamacare.
What degree is still up in the air, but we are pushing that as one of the primary objectives of the Democratic caucus as well as the Black caucus, and some open-minded Republicans. We need to increase medical assistance and medical care in Mississippi. I just talked to Senator Jordan this afternoon, and he reminded me, he said, Bo Brown, they asked me what's going on this year in the legislature, and I was so happy he told me. I called him the Godfather.
From Greenville, right?
Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Been there 41 years, he told me tonight. I think it was 40 years. Anyway, to make a long story short, he said, Brown, they asked me, what are we doing about it? He said, we just passed a $247 million economic development boost for Northeast Mississippi.
Tri-County.
And yet he said he got 3 hospitals up there in LaFleur County that's about to close.
Now,
And
Brent, you hear that?
it wouldn't take.
All right,
Up there where you from? You know, you ain't
Let me
get raising hell back there.
What the hell you mean?
Brent, let me get through. And that wouldn't take but $10 or $15 million to save the hospital.
Wow, that's
and of
sad.
course, you know who
That's
is
going on,
you
Brent?
know who is impacting? It's impacting poor folk.
Black and white.
What is
Black and white.
Mexicans.
Po-
And Hispanic, everybody.
Seems like we have a trying to reduce the population thing going on here.
Well, I mean, I think what I would like to see, Representative, if we could, I think the way to handle it is maybe we just start with cancer patients and say that anybody who's affected with cancer patients, you could get Obamacare. And start, and we got to start, we got to start breaking down barriers because we're too dug in. But everybody's been touched by cancer. Everybody has had cancer, and everybody can talk about we need better cancer treatment in Mississippi. Whether you're talking about rural hospitals,
Right.
or you're talking about look, there's been a proposal, and I'll share this with you. Baptist has been trying to get Baptist, St. Dominic's, and UMC to work together on a cancer clinic for years, and it hasn't got any traction. If we just have these I don't know anybody out there who'd be against cancer treatment, and maybe Obamacare just for. And then, like I said, once you get cancer treatment, what'd be the next? The next thing's coming is diabetes.
Oh yeah,
and we got to start talking about that, having that epidemic.
That's right.
Now, but I mean, we also have to just
then cardio is right in the same line.
Okay, let me ask
because
you this.
diabetes and cardio
I can't get a word
goes
in.
together.
Can't get a word in.
Yeah.
Where's your position? If we said, because like you said, it's diet, exercise. If you're on Medicaid or if you're on some sort of subsidies or you're getting and you need some help, should the state be able to require someone to go walk?
I think the state should probably encourage folk to go walk, but I don't see them making nobody go walk. This is not Russia now, you know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, it's not making them because we're mad
You
at
just
them.
said make them.
It's the best thing for them. If I'm
Sure.
paying for your medical bill and you won't take the medicine, and the medicines get up and walk for 3 miles.
I think it's a great idea, but I'm saying not make them. This is America.
Representative Brown, I got a question.
Yeah.
What are they saying about the marijuana? I know everybody out there want to know what are they saying about it. Is it passed? Are they trying to change laws?
It's passed. I think they're still working out the kinks on marijuana.
Are they still messing with it?
Well, yeah, they're still trying to tweak it. But it's passed. It's about
The Baptists still interfering with it because they're afraid of medical marijuana in Mississippi.
The Baptists?
That's who killed it, the Baptists.
That's not true.
That is
No, the
literally-
Southern Baptists, not the missionary Baptists.
Well, guess what? They got Baptists all over America, and we got 31 states now just about who approve marijuana.
I'm only worried about this one.
But I'm just saying, though, Baptists are all
Okay,
over.
you tell me why they killed it at the Supreme Court. You think that was just a legal analysis, or you think someone put the hit on it? Or can you comment?
I really can't. I can't really envision why they went against it, except the fact this is personal. I don't think the movers and the shakers and the folk who's supposed to be making the money off it, I don't think they're in place yet. Once the money makers get in place, then I think this thing is going to fly because it's about money. Just like prohibition.
Yes, everything's about money.
I mean, this is sure enough
You know
about
you're talking
money.
to a lawyer, don't you?
I know it.
Oh, okay.
He knows that.
It's a show enough about money, and my thinking is this is kind of halfway personal, and from my observation, once they get the movers and shakers in place who's going to really make the money off of it, you're going to see marijuana fly.
It's flying now. They just ain't making the money off of it.
Well,
Pull up to a red light in Jackson, you're going to smell something.
Another thing, they don't. Little man is not able to benefit from the marijuana law right now.
No.
And see, I think that's a disgrace because I imagine the majority of the folk that's going to be prescribed marijuana are going to be us.
Yeah.
You know, because we're the sickest folk.
Yeah.
Poor folk and black folk.
White people don't get sick.
I said mostly.
I'm just asking.
Black and poor are the folk who get sick because they lack medical care, by and large. You know that.
Scale of 1 to 10.
I go to the doctor every 3 months whether I need to or not.
1 to 10, what, Brent?
I was supposed to say, scale of 1 to 10. Now, first of all, Mr. Brown, does anybody just call you
Call me Bo, man.
Is it Bo Brown?
Bo.
Because every time I hear you,
No, as a matter of fact, they call me, a lot of my good friends call me Old Bo. Here come Old Bo.
Scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you hate me? 1 to 10.
Hate you?
Hate me.
Man, I'm your boy, man. I don't hate you at all.
We ain't saying that in 2022. We can't say
23, Brent.
23, I'm sorry.
I don't hate you at all, Brent. I really like you because you bring controversy, but the point I'm saying is I don't have to agree with you to like you.
Well, ain't no doubt you don't agree. Now, what are some of the other projects you're trying to pass?
Okay, let's look at.
Because you've got 150 pages. You weren't lying about that.
That's right. Let's see. Minimum wage.
Okay.
I mentioned that earlier.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Since I'm playing the white devil on my own show anyway. Small businesses, you know you're going to have this argument. Small business said you increase minimum wage, you're going to shut me down. You're counter to that.
$1.25 more per hour is $10 essentially a day.
That's how much a day?
In other words, $1.25 more.
That's really $50 more a week.
Yeah, $50 more a week. If that's going to break a good quality, good operating business, then I don't see that, because all you got to do is pass it on to the consumer. That's the way businesses operate. This is where economics operate. If it's going to cost them $50 more per week, that's what we're seeing now in terms of prices in our grocery stores and in our various retail stores. People are tacking on the extra cost from those big trucks, gas going up now to $5 a gallon when it used to be $2.50. They're tacking it on to the poor consumer. So it's the same thing about minimum wage. But the bottom line about the minimum wage, it would be getting Mississippi off of the bottom.
Okay, now next bill.
Off of the bottom.
We're running out of time. Next, just speed round. What's the next one that's close to your heart?
Well, I'll tell you one I want to bring up.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I want you. Can you read it if I give it to you?
I can't read. You know I can't. I just swing it.
That second one right there.
Municipal elected officers' authorities removal of using the same process as removal of county elected officials.
They won't. This is brought up by the legislature, and I don't know whether the speaker or who was sponsoring it, but they want to be able to remove municipal elected officials. Some folks say they got this aimed at you know who.
So if it passed,
The mayor.
Bingo.
it's gonna pass.
Well, we fighting it. That's why I have it here. We're gonna fight it, and I think it's not fair. But
Right.
at the same token,
Would you tell him there's more Republicans down than the Democrats?
Where?
way more.
Oh, you're talking about the legislature.
Yeah.
We got 50. I think 50, 51, 52.
Oh, I got a quick question before we get out of here because time running out.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Capitol Police? Are they gonna get some more Capitol Police, or are they gonna chill out, or what they gonna do?
Well, let me just tell you about that.
No, that's the hot topic.
I for one think that they hit the ground too quick because they don't have the training to deal with the environment that they're in the inner city of Jackson, Mississippi. They don't know how to deal with these homeless and these drug addicted and alcoholics that they're going to confront in downtown Jackson. They don't have the sensitivity training to deal with that. So sure, they got to go back and get some more training, and we're not going to allow them to have any more officers, I don't think, right now, until we see some results in human relations and them dealing with the public. I was in a meeting.
Do we have a vote to stop it?
Well,
everything at the legislature go through a vote? I
would think we do, particularly when you had 4 murders by them in the last 6 months.
Now,
I call it murder. I don't mean murder.
You said murder. I heard murder. He said it. With all that said, though, now let me say this, Representative. We're running late. Here's what I'm going to do. During the session, I'm going to ask you to come on once a month and give us an update. Will you do that? Or do you just
be on time, Bo. You can't come in the show.
I probably could, Brent, for you. I probably could.
But I hear that as a no, folks.
No,
I heard that as a no.
I'm talking about.
Let me translate. I'm the Bob Brown translator. No cracker.
The glass is half full, Brent, not half empty.
The invitation's out there.
I said probably.
You from Probably
Malcom,
Street.
It's probably. Is that positive or negative?
Let me help you. In Greenville, we yes/no people. We simple folks down there. That's where the blues came from us. With all that said,
I might have some conflicting a situation to
Engage.
prevent me from coming.
That's right.
We can take.
I might be up there. I might be visiting with
He
my
said we
precious
can-
grandson, who's 60 or 70 years old.
We could be. He said we
I
can
mean, that's
take.
fine. All you gotta do is say no. It's good.
I would,
Hey, man, Brent got cameras. Y'all can even do it from the house. But
I would love to come, Brent. I would love to come.
Let me read a couple
We
hours.
gotta get out of here, man. There's people lining up.
I want to thank these people for Chris Williams, Tarita Jones, Miss Janice Wild, Mac Adams. There's so many people that's been. Thank everyone on Facebook. I mean, we got a lot.
We're
Listen,
running late.
Gerald Mofford even tuned
We
in
want to
today.
thank Mr. Brown for coming. We want to thank Mr. Biles for coming.
State Representative Brown now.
State representative.
That's right.
With
No.
all that said, we're going to drag him back on in a couple weeks. Time. If we got to go down there and interview him down there. But this is for Brent Hazzard, Malcolm Johnson. We'll see y'all next week.